is News Channel 20 at 5.
Breaking news just moments ago. Explosions heard during negotiations with a man from Springfield suspected of shooting and killing a McHenry County deputy.
Now, we've been covering the story all day. Right now, 39-year-old Floyd Brown is in his car negotiating with Illinois State Police in Lincoln. Now, they tell us earlier they wanted to end this peacefully.
Law enforcement has had multiple altercations with this person where he has barricaded himself in the past. So, to this point, he has always given up peacefully, so hopefully we can, that'll be the result again today.
Here's the timeline. This all started around 9 this morning at a hotel in Rockford. A deputy was serving a Floyd Brown a warrant for a string of burglaries in Bloomington. Rockford police say that Brown then shot that deputy and then ran off. The hotel was then put on lockdown, and that's when the chase started. Now, here's video of that chase. Our very own Anna Espinoza took this video on her way to Rockford. As you can see, car after car just passing by, going after the suspect. Now, state police say that the suspect crashed his car on I-55 in Lincoln around 12:30. Negotiations started around 2:30. Now, the McHenry County Sheriff's Department released the statement that the deputy involved in this died from his injuries. His name, Deputy Jacob Keltner. Here's the Facebook post from the department. They say that Keltner was serving Brown the warrant with the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force. He served for 13 years.
Now, this all started in Rockford, 3 hours north of Springfield, in the extended stay hotel. Police say Floyd Brown crashed on I-55 near Lincoln, where the negotiations then started. The entire portion of I-55 was blocked off for drivers because of safety. Our team on the scene says that it was in the middle of a cornfield, but there were about 4 or 5 homes around that scene. Now, here's video of the hotel in Rockford from this morning, just after the suspect, Floyd Brown, ran from the scene. You can see a very heavy police presence. And here's video from Lincoln, where state police say Brown crashed his car. You can see it's in the middle of a snow-covered field. Our crews, they were getting as close as they could without getting into any danger. Now, we start our team coverage tonight with News Channel 20's Rachel Droz. And Rachel, you just heard a loud explosion. What is going on out there right now?
A lot of activity here at the standoff situation. About 15 minutes ago, flashbang grenades were actually thrown. There were about 4 of them that I heard myself. ISP did confirm that those were in fact flashbangs. They said that that is a last resort tactic often used after negotiations may not work. And now I'm going to step out of frame so that we can kind of zoom in and show you what's going on. There is a long stream of officers and law enforcement, SWAT teams, negotiators up on the expressway, but it's down under near those trees that you can see where the suspect's car actually is located. Then if you go to the left a little bit more, you can actually see the SWAT team. Those vehicles just pulled up and actually people got out of the cars. So we're working to figure out what is going on and to find out if this scene is actually coming to a close, and we'll have an update for you in just a little bit. I'm going to get on the phone and try to figure that out for you. For now, live in Lincoln, Rachel Droz, back to you.
Thanks, Rachel. Our News Channel 20's Anna Espinoza is live in Rockford. Now, she responded as soon as we caught wind of the shooting. Anna, give us a breakdown of everything that's happened at that hotel, and how are people describing these things?
Rockford, there is still a heavy police presence in front of the extended stay America as officials are trying to figure out how suspect and Springfield native Floyd Brown escaped this hotel. We know that approximately 9 a.m. this morning, officers tried to serve an arrest warrant at the extended stay when an officer was shot outside of this hotel. Officers also found a female acquaintance of the suspect inside the hotel with a gunshot wound, but her injuries are non-life-threatening. But the biggest question is, how did Brown escape from the 3rd floor of this hotel? Police believed he may have jumped out of the window.
That's what we are looking at this point. Indications that we are seeing that, yes, he probably fled on foot out a window.
Officers did eventually remove everyone from the hotel safely and transported them across the street to the Giovanni's, and police tell us that no officers fired any rounds during this incident. We will continue to bring you updates, but for now, live in Rockford, Anna Espinoza, back to you.
Thank you, Anna. Now, Governor J.B. Pritzker is offering his condolences for the family of fallen Deputy Jacob Keltner. On the same day as he announced his graduated tax increase at the State House, he also talked about the shooting suspect, Floyd Brown. Amanda?
John, Governor J.B. Pritzker says the earlier events of today have not only devastated him, but everyone in the state of Illinois. He says that he praises the first responders who responded all throughout the entire day, whether that was in Rockford, Lincoln, or anywhere in between, and sent his condolences to, at the time, the injured, now the deceased deputy from McLean County. He also says that this is something that he has seen consistently in his time since he has taken over as governor, and he wants it to stop.
All of Illinois grieves for the fallen, and our prayers are with the families of those who have been injured in the line of duty and the families of those that we've lost.
Now, Governor Pritzker also made mention to the other officers who have been killed, including a Godfrey Fire Department member just a couple days ago, and says that in his 51 days of governor, he does not want to see any more tragedy. For now, live in Springfield, Amanda Henderson, News Channel 20 at 5.
All right, thank you, Amanda. We are learning more about the suspect's criminal history. News Channel 20, Symphony Sherman has looked into Floyd Brown's past charges. Symphony, what did you find out?
Well, Stacey, Floyd Brown has an extensive criminal history across central Illinois. We've been able to find records in Sangamon, Macon, and McLean counties. Just take a look. In Sangamon County, his criminal history goes all the way back to 1995. His first felony charge was aggravated battery of a peace officer or fireman in 2000. Since then, he's had 10 felony charges. Of those 10, he pleaded guilty to 5. In Macon County, he was sentenced to 13 years for residential burglary. Then in McLean County, he was charged with 16 counts of residential burglaries. One of those is actually still an open investigation. We have submitted Freedom of Information requests for all law enforcement reports pertaining to Brown here in central Illinois. I'll bring you the latest as that develops. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Symphony. Right now, Floyd Brown is going to face charges of attempted murder, and they're saying that he'll have a $5 million bond. Again, here's what we know right now. Negotiations are still underway in Lincoln, where the suspect, Floyd Brown, who we just learned about, crashed his car. You can see that intense police presence there. A McCurney County deputy was shot and killed. His name is Jacob Keltner. This all started around 9 this morning.
And our coverage doesn't end here. We're going to be back live in Lincoln in the next 20 minutes. And as soon as more information is available, including when that standoff is over, we're going to let you know on air and online at newschannel20.com.
Well, the snow has been falling in central Illinois all day long. Here's a live look at the capital city covered in that snow. And then taking a live look in Quincy, more snow covering the downtown city area right there. News Channel 20's Doug Quick joins us. And Doug, when are we going to get a break from this winter weather?
Good evening to you. Well, we're looking at some wintry type weather here for the rest of the day today, what's left of it. And then, of course, that'll continue during the overnight and early in the day tomorrow. After that, clouds during your Friday. And then on Saturday, a more spring-like look with rain and storms, but conditions will be warming all the way up into the low 50s. All of these counties shaded in purple across mid-Illinois under winter weather advisories. Those will be in effect through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could see some icy conditions early in the day tomorrow. Here's what we're looking at, though, during the overnight with that snow moving through. That'll be followed by perhaps some freezing drizzle across the area. Tomorrow, topping out around 38 degrees. More on the forecast coming up. Back to you.
Thank you, Doug. For the latest weather updates, just head to newschannel20.com. And then for alerts sent right to your phone, download the WICS weather app.
Coming up, a shift in the Democratic Party will tell you who's leading the change. Plus, the president's former lawyer files a lawsuit, what he's accusing him of.
And we're live in Lincoln at the scene of negotiations with the Springfield man accused of shooting and killing a deputy in Rockford. We check back with our team coverage with a recap of everything that's happened so far right after the break. Welcome back. New at 5, a man will be spending 10 years in prison for criminal sexual assault. This is Joseph Winswinkie of Jacksonville, who pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting an underage family member. Today's plea came as a surprise to prosecution. The Morgan County Assistant State's Attorney says that the two sides had been in talks of a negotiation.
As singer R. Kelly sits in a Chicago jail cell, police in Detroit are looking into Kelly being involved with a 13-year-old girl. Detroit police say it happened in 2001, and they've reached out to the woman's lawyer. Kelly was indicted last month on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The singer was put back in jail for failing to pay $161,000 in back child support.
And city officials approved a new ordinance that would devote $50,000 to keep the Lincoln home open during a government shutdown. The city council unanimously passed that ordinance on Tuesday. The mayor would have control to authorize a donation, allowing it to stay open. Now, many tourists, the reason this comes up, many tourists were disappointed when the site closed during the partial government shutdown back in January.
As we head to break, we want to take a live look in Lincoln. This is that heavy police presence you see there on I-55. Negotiations with a Springfield man accused of shooting and killing a deputy in Rockford. We've been covering this since well in the morning, 9 o'clock this morning. We are live with more when we come back.
Plus, a controversial vote that could happen at any moment. Could one representative cause a shift in the Democratic Party?
You can now watch News Channel 20 wherever you go using Stir. It's an app that works on your phone, tablet, or connected TV, and it's free. Download the app today. That's STIRR. Stir. Stir is owned by a subsidiary of Sinclair Broadcast Group, the parent company of this station.
We want to go back to that breaking news we've been talking about. The man accused of shooting and killing a deputy now in custody. Let's go to News Channel 20's Rachel Drose. What's the latest?
Yeah, we have just recently gotten confirmed with the Illinois State Police a matter of minutes ago that the suspect has been taken into custody. We are waiting to hear more details about his state, if he is injured, what exactly led to that. But what did happen that I heard myself about 25 minutes ago, flashbang grenades were thrown. I heard 4, maybe 5 booms go off. That happened. Then the SWAT team came in. They brought 2 big trucks in. People got out of those trucks. Then people started moving in groups across this field that you see behind me. This is all happening next to an expressway, which you can see that is where the majority of the police cars are. Down that hill where the trees are is where I was told earlier that the suspect's car was. That is the area that, as you can see, there are people walking there still. That is the area that people got out of the cars. There was a SWAT team down there. SWAT has left since then. Actually, the final SWAT truck, if you want to pan over, is pulling out right now. They are leaving. They had set up and stationed in a barn here in Lincoln, Illinois. The police cars have started to leave the highway, so that could be a sign that this scene is starting to wrap up. But this, of course, has been going on since 9:15 this morning. It started in Rockford, Illinois, and looks like it has come to a close here in Lincoln. For now, reporting live in Lincoln, Rachel Drose, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Again, here is what we know. The suspect, Floyd Brown, is now in police custody, maybe injured there. A McCurney County deputy shot and killed. His name is Jacob Keltner. He was 35 when he died. This all started around 9 this morning. And we also know that there is a long history with this suspect. He has a long rap sheet, including criminal history here in Springfield, in the capital city. We've got more coverage on these things coming up, as well as over on our website, newschannel20.com. Well, President Donald Trump's former lawyer is suing the Trump Organization. Michael Cohen says that his company broke a contract for failing to pay him for his work as an attorney. Cohen is asking for trial, damages, and all related expenses. He'll begin a 3-year prison sentence in May for lying to Congress, as well as tax crimes.
A controversial vote could take place at any moment on Capitol Hill.
It's on an anti-hate resolution to condemn remarks made by first-year Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota.
Yeah, it's also not the first time that she sparked concerns over her comments that some see as anti-Semitic.
And political correspondent Scott Thuman shows us how to handle the problem may have become an even bigger story than the words themselves.
The new class got to Washington, in some cases by bucking the system. Now they're challenging their own party. Whether it's Ilhan Omar's comments critical of Israeli support, calling it allegiance to a foreign country, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez butting heads with top Dems, freshmen seem to be in focus more than the rest on the Hill. Initial struggles over how to handle Omar's comments drew critics. The president called it shameful. Democrats upset too.
This shouldn't be so hard.
But there were concerns over calling out one person or one kind of speech.
This is an opportunity once again to declare strongest possible opposition to anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim statements, white supremacist attitudes.
While it's seen as trouble on the left, comments characterized as hate, insensitive, or just inappropriate have also over the years plagued those on the right. Congress rebuked Representative Steve King of Iowa and removed him from committee assignments this year after making comments his colleagues felt defended white supremacy.
We actually removed people from committee. I would think the Democrats would actually stand where we did as well.
The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegal.
And after Joe Wilson of South Carolina shouted at President Obama in 2009 over health care, the House passed a resolution of disapproval. Though concern over creating in-party enemies can be a balancing act. Republicans saw it with the Freedom Caucus, Democrats with the New Progressives. Careful not to let an entire group feel left out in the cold. In Washington, I'm Scott Thuman.
Well, here's the weather outlook over the next few days anyway. It begins during the overnight tonight with some snow and freezing drizzle. Then as we get into the day tomorrow, that drizzle will eventually come to an end during the mid-morning. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. Upper 30s, low 50s expected for Saturday, but it comes at a price with some rain and perhaps some thunderstorms. By Sunday, things will start to quiet down a bit, but also cool down as well. Across mid-Illinois here this evening and during the earlier part of the day tomorrow, those winter weather advisories will continue with perhaps some icy conditions out there. So that's why those advisories will continue for the overnight and early tomorrow. And the Doppler here over the last few hours showing a pretty strong band of some snow. Now we might get a break a little later here this evening, but it'll come back during the overnight. Peoria seeing on the Rose Heating and Air Conditioning Tower Cam. This video was taken just a couple of hours ago. Still seeing some snow showers there. Satellite radar across mid-Illinois. This is what we're looking at. And then we've got that next weather system that starts to move into the area. There it is, a fairly intense center of low pressure pushing and then eventually pulling rain and thunderstorms across much of the Midwest. Could be looking at some significant rainfall, not exactly desirable at this time of year, but it will be bringing us some milder conditions as temperatures get up to around 50 degrees, maybe even above that. And that's our next weather maker there. And as far as snowfall is concerned during the overnight tonight, not really seeing that much additional snow, but most of us should be hopefully under 2 inches. Could be looking at around an inch or so of rain as well. Don't forget to download that Storm Team 20 app. It will help you out, keep you informed of the latest weather. 28 tonight. We'll see a high tomorrow of 38. And here's a look at the next 7 days on the Sutton 7-day Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back. We're taking one last live look. This is for the Springfield man accused of shooting and killing a deputy in Rockford is now in police custody. This is a live look in Lincoln. We've been covering this story since 9 this morning. Again, negotiations are over. The suspect behind all of this is in custody.
That suspect right now, Floyd Brown, faces charges of attempted murder with a $5 million bond. As we've reported, a deputy, a McHenry County deputy, was shot and killed. We will have a continuing coverage up now on our sister station, Fox Springfield News at 5:30. And of course, we'll have much more on News Channel 20 at 6 with a live press conference.
All right, thanks for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.